It's still windy, yeah.
Oh,
for
it's
sure.
nuking.
Yeah.
On these big foils, you honestly could get away with a 3.5 out there.
I never was a fisherman at all before this. Something about like the stealthness of the foil, the strike rate with getting fish was like just absurdly high.
It's the full Jabron show. Do I look like I'm ready to take on the ocean?
With the knife too, yeah.
I'm ready to take on the ocean.
You look like you're hunting Aquaman.
Oh, Aquaman, yeah.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
I'm here to hunt Aquaman. Watch out, Jason Momoa.
All that for catching a fish that's probably gonna be like this big.
Accessories on.
Today we are going wing foil fishing. Hopefully we'll get just a freaking bomb.
I don't think anything's been as perfect for fishing as winging. It is pretty therapeutic being out on the water, especially with your brother, you know, like go out there and cruise and just feel the ocean and, you know, maybe catch a fish while you're on it.
No way. Is it one? Yeah, I think we got one on. We got some good wind. I think we're ready. Making final approach. Damn.
Rich just landed the biggest emilu up at Baldwin. So we got to go get him on the golf cart and bring him back down. But he got a monster.
Whoa. Look at that. That thing's huge.
There it is.
Oh.
That's a monster.
Dude.
Wow, it's insane.
There you go.
Oh, dude. Thing must weigh like 15 pounds, 20 pounds maybe?
Yeah, 15, 16 hopefully.
That's awesome.
Well, okay, so it was a mission success.
We did it.
First time out, I didn't catch a fish, but at least you got a fish.
Hey, it was a team effort.
Hey.
Hold on.
That's awesome.
Oh, check it out.
So sick. Good job, son.
To be honest, like Kai and I are very different people. Like we have very different personalities. We had very different upbringings in the sense of, you know, he chased being a professional athlete. I went a very traditional route going to school. The one thing that brings us together is, you know, being in the ocean. In that regard, we're very similar and we think, you know, almost identical.
We came to the spot, outer reef, quarter-mile out to sea. Rich is gonna go first. Show us how it's done, Rich.
Okay.
Wow, it went really good. It's a huge section. Oh, that had to hurt. All right, it's my turn.
Essentially, we were tow partners since we were like 5 years old. Towing him in on a bike and down the hill, whip me in down the street, and I'd pretend I'm Rush Randall carving down Jaws wave.
He's so under the radar until he gets on a wave, and that's where I think he really shines. Rich! It's also kind of scary because he is my younger brother, and you don't want to see your younger brother get super pounded and held underwater for a long time. Ridge down, ridge down.
I feel like when we're both in the zone, like we get into this sort of in unison flow state. And that's like the times I have the most fun. It's just, it feels like we're just little kids again. If you would have told us as like little kids that one day we'd ride a barrel at Jaws together, like it would have made every one of our dreams like come true.
Yeah, so first double barrel I ever got with anyone out at Jaws was with Nathan Florence on this super stormy day.
It's 5:09 a.m. Nathan has had about 4 hours of sleep.
Nathan never tow surfs, and that's the fun part.
We're feeling pretty good.
little nervous. I had Kai inspect my toe board this morning, and there was a little hawing and humming. It'll work.
He rocks up with his toe board and foot straps are all hammer jank. They're just, nothing's put on right.
Look at the anomaly.
What is that?
Well, no, that's my secret tech.
That's just to help catch the chop.
This is actually biotech living.
I was just asking if he set this up all by himself, because it looks like it.
Kai had called me one time a few years ago. He said, come toe jaws, and I had never done anything like that. And we went out, and I just saw a glimpse into how fun it could be. What is that thing?
What is that thing? We started towing in on the same waves, and he's just the barrel wizard. And so he was in front of me, and he started just fading and fading. The only regret from that wave was not having a GoPro. It would have been insane. But I think that started the conversation with Ridge and I that we needed to do it.
When I saw the clip with him and Ridge, I was like, oh shit, they nailed that. It looks so good. It looks so sick.
When I let go of the rope, I fully didn't know if I pressed recorder on it. Like halfway down the wave, I'm literally like looking at the camera like I have to make sure I'm recording. By the time I got my bearings, I was like, oh gosh, this thing's gonna drain right now. Holy! I couldn't see a thing the whole time. I was just like holding onto the GoPro waiting to get smoked. And then all of a sudden the thing just opened up. I could see, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel and he's like exiting the barrel. And at that moment I was like, oh my gosh, like this might actually work out in like the absolute best case scenario. And the thing just kept opening up and we both somehow made it out.
Be able to go and do that and like get a cool shot and be able to relive that moment. I mean, that sticks out.
I think that was like probably like the best moment we've ever shared together. It was like a culmination of like everything we dreamt of our entire lives.
Okay, it's a bit of a mess in here at the moment. This is my overflow of boards over the years. It's quiet in here. I tried doing a bunch of other stuff that wasn't surf related, and I just missed always thinking about waves and stuff. And when you're making a board, you're just imagining where you're gonna surf it. Yeah, and this is like, I think a good recovery for my head injury.
Here we go. This is a replay of what we saw during the commercial break. Kai way up forward.
The one thing that I'm always trying to learn how to do as an athlete is let go. finding that flow state, being one with the moment, not needing distraction. I can remember hopping into the flow state a lot quicker when I was younger. It's been probably 10 years of not getting into flow state. I was just like, you know, breathing myself through these giant waves. All right, going down this big wave. You want all your training to allow you to do it without reminding yourself to breathe. Biggest thing with head injuries is you have to stimulate your brain, but you have to do it, I think, in different ways to recover quicker. There's more benefit from this head injury than not. It's almost felt like it was meant to happen, and I've kind of stumbled upon, you know, tools and techniques that are allowing me to heal faster, and actually now I see a way of becoming even better. Utilizing my hands and building something or shaping something is an easy way to get into the flow state. And I think once your brain can, you know, remember what it's like to hop into it, it gets easier and easier. Shaping right now has been very therapeutic. I can go in there by myself and not play any music, just be in my own head and, you know, sit back and enjoy the ride. I feel like once I find the nose, everything else will flow. But I'm liking how it's coming out. It's looking very shortboardy. Hey, Keith. What's going on?
Just came to check you out, dude.
Oh, well, I could use any advice you're willing to give.
I would go like probably every foot, maybe, or I think we'll do 12, and then we'll do another mark at like 24, and it's more about the rail. And then you can come back once you've got your rocker. You just kind of go like, okay, I think the apex should be like here, and then progressively getting a little higher. That's one way to do it.
Oh.
But you see what I'm doing? So you're marking the apex of your rail.
Yeah.
You probably want more.
Yes.
You know, so what I do too is you take a board you like and you can measure it.
Oh, got it.
And then you've got a good reference.
Okay.
This is awesome though, dude. I really
know.
like it. I like the outline.
Thanks, yeah. No, it's just fun.
Hold it. I'll go get you away.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Right on, boys. That's awesome.
I've been working with Keith now probably 8 years. It's been an awesome partnership. He's made so many boards for me. He's continuously on a quest to make the best equipment, and I'm continually on a quest to try to find how I can be the best athlete. The best surfers in the world understand what makes their equipment tick.
All right.
Oh.
Check it out. The blend is really cool.
Oh, I like what you did here.
So yeah, basically I just kind of put this layer on top of it in the design and was able to keep the rail to here is exactly the same. And I just added a layer and created this shape.
And I like the idea that where it's like my foot's like in this like cubby, so it's like the airflow, it's not hitting my strap as much.
Yeah, totally. Well,
It looks nice.
I liked how it actually blends into the nose.
Yeah.
I like that because I wasn't sure how I was going to do that when we conceptualized it. I'm not the standard surfboard shaper, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have so much different kinds of boards that I do that I have to be open-minded.
He's without doubt the best windsurf board shaper on earth. He's able to make the best big wave boards in the world. He's working on trying to make the best small wave boards in the world, kite boards, and I think his flow boards are probably the best out there at the moment.
You know, Kai loves all the sports in the ocean, and I think that's given me as a shaper the opportunity to work on all these different craft. They do all feed off each other in certain ways. You know, concepts from each one can be put into the other, and so I think it's the future. And then he's the ultimate tester and feedback guy.
You know me, I have to bring every board there is. Step-up board, short board, small wave short board, strap board, stand-up paddle board. Fins are all in. I do feel like I have an engineering mind, and I'm willing to test anything and everything, because even if I don't like the entire board, there might be something about it that I do love.
Kai is so methodical. The other day he was surfing and he was trying 4 different sets of fins and he was changing, you know, in the water. One wave, one wave, one wave. There's not a lot of people that do that.
Gonna keep experimenting. These are the OG designs. And I have a bunch that I'm about to go out and test. I mean, some years we have the most insane big wave season where it's just, you know, every single day is bombing, and other times we barely get any waves. And so you got to get creative with how you test things. And one way is utilizing the wind.
I've seen Kai take drops where I'm like, that was his knowledge in kite surfing.
The days that it's windy, he's there testing. So that when it is really good, he's just riding what he knows is gonna work and what's gonna bring him to that level that he wants to be at. I don't think he's reached it. He's starting to tap into it now, and I'm stoked to be along for the ride.
There's 2 ways to approach big waves on an equipment basis. One, you could be pretty conservative and, you know, really rely on what works. And then there's the other thing where it's like, I'm gonna try to make huge gains. You know, it might not work, but I realized the gains that I could make when I would take pretty big risks with design innovation. Now I'm committed to it. How much farther can we continue to push it?
He'll do whatever it takes to get 1% advantage on his equipment.
You know, the development of equipment, it's like our own little Formula One series.
They can change a millimeter on the wing of a Formula One car and gain 1/10 of a second, which is a ton of time for them on a lap. What could it do for us?
On lap, Las Vegas Grand Prix, Gallium, Cycling. I like going to those places because you might actually have an epiphany on something that could, you know, trickle down to our sports. Big waves are different in terms of the speed and control that you're trying to seek, and until we can figure out a way to, you know, ride much smaller boards, you really gotta be able to monitor how this thing flies through the air, because when you're surfing Jaws, you're gonna be flying through the air at one point.
More and more and more, I realized that these shapes and how they go through the wind are way more important than we thought.
These guns have become my standard. Initially, it was inspired by the SUP board. Then kind of discovered that the board itself, the nose was shaped like a wing, and it was flying through the air better, and we kept on tuning it to that arrow. Now we have this big wave gun that, you know, there's no other big wave boards I'd prefer.
Kai first paddled out on his new paddle board, I was just baffled. I'm like, what is that? Like, let me see it. Let me lay on it. He's like, no, you wish you could lay on this thing. I was like, damn it. He's got this secret tech. It was like this one really standout session he had where he was like very obviously paddling into waves so much earlier than everyone. I think that's so cool because it makes me want to look into my gear and see what I can perfect and see what I can fix and what paddles better, what knife's better, and where will the baseline be in 10 years? Because the equipment changes and then the level rises, and then the equipment changes and the level goes up again. Right now it's so exciting because We're up in that upper limit, and just every year it seems like it gets pushed a little further.
I mean, the sports keep evolving, and I think at the end of the day, everyone's sort of realizing, like, you just got to go out there and enjoy the water, enjoy whatever conditions, and the equipment can help you enjoy it even more. It's rainy, it's onshore at the moment, but there's a chance that it could just glass off and open up as the day progresses. So I think it's one of those things, if we just go out, we might get, you know, be there and something might happen. And if not, we can always just come in. But this is probably it for the season. So might as well make the most of every opportunity. A cool looking wave. It's fun, just a couple high lines on that thing. Guys on.
Can I take your order? Can I have 2 beef burrito, no sauce, no onion? I want 1 grilled cheese burrito. What do you want? All right, just pull out front. That'll be 1763. Thank you.
Guys on the foil.
How do you feel like it went today, Kai?
Oh man, it was such a fire drill. Rushed back from the snow in hopes that we'd get one last super good Jaws swell. You know, you have like expectations, but that's big wave surfing is 99% of the time. It's like you might be getting skunked. It's just that 1% when you actually get it as good as it gets and you feel like it's on top of the world. And maybe that's why it feels so good, because it's such a finite thing.
Come here. Hi.
This past year, when I go to that 30,000 foot perspective and you look back down on everything, there's been a lot of stresses with, you know, the devastating fires. And, you know, just being a dad and trying to be there for the girls as much as possible. And, you know, it's hard, you know, when your job is to be a professional athlete and there's those selfish moments when you got to just go and train or travel. Moving into a, you know, life-changing head injury. Overall, maybe it was just something that needed to happen to take a step back. The great thing is there's another winter coming, and I'm gonna be at my best for this upcoming winter because of everything I've learned. And I think, you know, while I've always looked inward, I think this whole experience has allowed me to look even deeper and know what I'm trying to accomplish. One, to be a better father, but then also to be a better athlete and a better big wave rider.